and I'm black and 6'4½". But what had happened was, it's a Chinese restaurant that was going out of business. And they used to deliver to my house, you know, like Chinese people are real like prideful people and shit, you know, and they had kids and their business is failing and they have to go back to China and it's like all fucked up. So what they tried to do is find good homes for their kids. So I ordered some delivery from the Chinese place and the jumbo bucket of rice, they came and they put it in front of my door, right? And when I bent down to get the bag with the jumbo bucket of rice in, I see this little hand sticking out of it, right? And I opened up the bucket, and it was Asia, you know, and like he couldn't speak no English and shit, you know what I mean? So I started taking him in the bucket round to the poetry venue with me, you know what I mean, to show him different American things. And then I left him home one night, you know, sitting in the windowsill, you know, and I forgot he was there the next morning, you know, and I walked off and I left him and shit. And when I came back, he done went through all my little poetry shit and he's standing in the mirror sounding like me. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, God damn, boy, you got something there. So I say, write your own shit. And then he started writing his own shit and voila, the nigga was on HBO. Damn poetry, like voila, like that and shit, right? You know what I mean? No ESOL classes, no nothing. He learned how to speak English by writing poetry. So, coming to the stage, he is the host of Mellow Mondays. He is voted #1 on the college circuit as the best fucking entertainer in the United States of America. He is a BET Lyric Cafe artist as well as a deaf poet. Y'all give it up for my man Asia in the building. Let's get it.
Yeah.
What up, Lyric Cafe? Okay. This is gonna sound real stereotypical, right? But Will, I was actually over there ordering fried rice. I'm so serious. And I had to get changed from my car, and I was stepping out, and Will goes, "Yo, you're next." And I'm like, "Fuck!" So they're probably still cooking my shit right now. And so I'm not gonna try to take a lot of your time because I don't want them to like think that I went away and I'm never coming back because I have my money. Okay, so I'm just letting y'all know. So I'm gonna do these 2 poems. I'll put this down here because it makes it shorter for me. All right. I wrote this poem, right? Like with all the stuff that's going on in Haiti right now, I thought that this poem would be real fitting. You know, with what's going on. I wrote this poem actually from the perspective of a boy who drowned in the flood in the Philippines. And when I wrote it, right, like it was because, you know, when we sleep at night, like we sometimes we pray, but we pray for our own shit, right? Like help me pay the mortgage, help me find somebody, like whatever, right? But we tend to forget praying for the people who really need us the most, right? And so I kind of wrote this poem from that perspective, and just kind of make us realize that, you know, we have the power to make changes in other people's lives if we just take the time to really do it. And this is the first time I'm ever performing this live, like, you know, without paper, so I may fuck it up, all right? So, okay, just letting y'all know. The flood came. I took one final breath, opened my arms and surrendered the levee in my throat. The water came rushing in, spilled into my lungs until the heartstrings snapped and my ribcage busted open to release me. The waves, I can hear them crashing inside my chest. Press me to your ear, you can hear the ocean in my breath. It rolls and swallows, curling around my stomach the way hunger used to. I couldn't fight the hunger then. I couldn't fight this now. Floating face down, I let the waves place me in its mouth, carry me across that salty sea and wash me up on the front steps of your church. Through the windows I saw you, pressed my wrinkled fingers against the stained glass, watched as you clenched your eyes in prayer, mumbling something about a promotion and unpaid bills. I wonder if you knew that while you were praying to God, we were on the outside looking in, praying to you. I wonder if you knew God isn't the one that performs miracles, people do. You have always been the one God works our miracles through. the forgotten, the children of rock bottom and broken concrete, our existence scribbled in dirt and swallowed by the ocean. Do you see us? Do you find our names in the middle of your prayers? Washed by the flood we have come, with sandbags beneath our eyes and water in our lungs, we are pounding our muddy hands against your church. The poverty in our fingerprints smudging every inch of stained glass. Have you noticed how sunlight can't penetrate through and still? You wonder why the windows don't shine like they used to. You wonder why church pews feel so hard on your knees. The weight of a nation forsaken laying so heavy on your shoulders, breathing down your neck, that for every time you dip your fingers in holy water to genuflect, the reflection staring back on the faces of prayers you have yet to answer. Every time you bow down at the altar, the Eucharist melting on your tongue, your shadow is the shape of children like me, backbent searching for scraps of food behind restaurants. Did you know? We make our living refrying those scraps and sell them to the people in our village. Did you know we sometimes daydream of eating until the hunger pangs no longer hurt? Did you know God has never counted how many Sundays you spend in church, or how well you've kept your sacraments, or how often you've tithed? The communion will always taste dry if on your way inside you ignore our starving eyes, our tattered clothes, our outstretched hands reaching towards your chest, for you are the miracle that could save us. Reach down. If you want to find God, stop looking up, look around. Find Him in the shelters, in the makeshift homes, in the faces of children swallowing the flood they couldn't outrun. Find Him in the eyes of the mother, waist high in a sea of floating bodies, praying to find her son. Tell her you found him, standing on the outside looking in, fingers pressed to glass. Tell her how you opened the door, dried his clothes, cried His name in prayer so heaven may let Him through, and there I will be. Waiting until the moment your own flood comes calling, I will see you. Washed up on heaven's front steps, God standing at the gates asking if anyone can vouch for who you are, and I will step forward, my arms wide open, my skin still drenched, and I will tell Him, you are the reason